I got evil that rot inside my DNA. I got off, I got trouble, some heart inside my DNA. I just win again, like Wimbledon, like girl. Yeah, that's him again, the sound, the engine, and it's like a girl. You see fireworks, they Corvette tires skirt the boulevard. I know how you work, I know just who you are. Use a picture, almost probably switch inside your DNA. Relevant, all that sucker shit inside your DNA. Daddy body, nigga, heritage inside your DNA. That don't exist, burn on side of jellyfish.
Favela, vinha aqui na favela, pra sentar no grau, pra sentar no grau, pra sentar no grau, vinha aqui na favela, pra sentar no grau, pra sentar no grau.
Check, yes. Crypto Takeover. Starting soon. Welcome out. Gonna be warming things up. My name is Rodgers, coming to you live from Austin, Texas. Fill up those cups. It's about time to get bucked up. Let's go.
Talking to myself, will I see again? We are always running for the thrill of it, always pushing up the hill, searching for the thrill of it. All along, we are calling out and out again, never looking down, I'm just an aura of what's in front of me. Is it real? Is it real? Only two people become one. I can feel love. Only two people become one. But I'll never see the love you found in me. Love's changing all the time. Living in a rhythm where the minutes working overtime. We are always running for the thrill of it. Searching for the thrill of it. All along, we are calling out and out again. Never looking down, I'm just an aura. What's all wrong with me? I could bear all of the riches that I ever had. Rushing in the night like a shark, babe, would it be bad if I had to sit along? Cause the thrills that run up my back. You must start, nothing else can leave me off track. Hey, yeah. You look a wildfire. It got me rising high. Your incense was brave, drowning in. Would you save me this crime? If you don't, you'll slide by the throat. I could bet all of the riches that I ever had. Rushing the night like a shark, babe, would it be bad? 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 Would it be?
Once again, just now joining us, welcome out to the Crypto Takeover. Gonna be getting the show started very shortly. Musical host Buck Rodgers checking in from Austin. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody walks through the world. Everybody wants through the world. Everybody wants through the world. Everybody wants through the Everybody wants through the world. Everybody wants through the world. Everybody wants through Everybody wants to.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options, I can pass that like Stockton. Just joshing, I'ma spend this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10. I can put the ball in the end zone, put a bad bitch in the friend zone. This shit sound like an intro jet song, give me that tempo. Told Cool, he a fool with the shit. Told her don't let her friends know. In the Ville, and I move like a dime. Eating fettuccine at Vincenzo's. I like to call it a passion. I can't be sitting relaxing. PG, we getting some traction. I'm at the venue, it's packed in. I'm digging her accent. I got a BB Simon belt on me. If she tryna get it, I'm fastened. That's my type of distract. That's my type of like Latin. Got my own flow and I'm patting. Brand new sheets for the satin. Y'all wasn't tuned in back then. My swag, they keep jacking. I ain't doing no verse quick. What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options, I can pass that like Stockton. Just joshing, I'ma spend this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10. I can put the ball in the end zone, put a bad bitch in the friend zone. This shit sound like an intro jet song, give me that tempo. Told Cool, he a fool with the shit. Told her don't let her friends know. In the Ville, and I move like a dime. Eating fettuccine at Vincenzo's.
It's a takeover. Run that shit up to the top, yeah, we run the block. Crypto takeover, got it locked. Cook and whip the block. Run that shit up to the top, yeah, we run the block. Crypto takeover, got it locked. Had to stack the guap, run it up cause I'm bearish with it. 10x on, I ain't scared, I get it. Decentralized, let me emphasize how I'm stacking the coin as an enterprise. Go hustle the block, I got the codes and the keys to the lock. Yo, it's a takeover, we hit with the guap, and you know we keep holding till we hit the top. Yo, run that shit up to the top, yeah, we run the block. Crypto takeover, got it locked. Cook and whip the block. Run that shit up to the top, yeah, we run the block. Crypto takeover, got it locked. Had to stack the guap, yeah.
What's up, Manny?
Alrighty, welcome everybody to another amazing version of Musical Boxes, and more importantly, the Crypto Takeover show. I always like to wonder how important am I going to be when we start this show. Seems like I was a small bucks, but now we're back to where it is. Now, everybody, welcome to the Crypto Takeover. Happy to see you guys again. It's been an unbelievable week in crypto. So much to talk about. Some amazing, and actually it's not some, an amazing special guest also we're going to introduce soon. But before that, as always, I want to introduce all the amazing people on the show, starting with BoughtTheBlock, Paul, my co-host. He calls me his co-host. How are you doing, Paul?
He's a little occupied at the moment, but
It's a good time.
Paul is occupied at the moment. You can stick that on his resume and check his LinkedIn. Paul, how are you doing today? Just introducing you over here. How are you?
Man, I am great. My mic works. We got Buck here solo, just killing it. Dude, some of those tracks were fire, man. I was just like, you just killed that shit.
I'll be digging.
Yeah, that was dope. That was absolutely phenomenal, man. I'm excited, dude. This is I gotta say, you know what? This is our 5th episode, maybe. Is that about right? Something
It
like
is.
that?
It is number 5.
And it just feels like it just keeps building and keeps getting better. So man, it's you know what, you'll love this is we actually sat around for a half an hour before we even sound checked. We were so dialed in and ready.
Well, he's getting smart because I thought we were starting at 8:30, but we start at 9, so I was actually on time.
Yeah, we call that book time.
We got to start telling Buck it starts earlier more often.
Yeah, you ain't lying, bro. You ain't never lie.
Hey, he's just as guilty as Times too, though.
Oh, it's fair, dude. Everybody knows what they get with me, man. It's 5 to 10 minutes late for everything. I'm trying to cram too much in there. Check my LinkedIn.
And all I try to do is introduce you, Paul. And look where that took
tough.
us.
Yeah. It's like I tell people, I was like, you know how I know real estate's not doing great right now? My co-host is a fucking cartoon.
Hey,
It's like, here's where we are. It's like, dude, you got to lay off the mushrooms, bro.
hey, if you knew that it was actually a cartoon behind the cartoon, that would really trip you out.
So what's it like in Toontown?
Hey, we got some good tunes. And speaking of tunes, congrats, DJ Buck Rodgers, for starting us off. We're missing Zealy a little bit, but absolutely some of my favorite songs. Actually, that one song, I can't think of the name. We are always playing. That one reminds me of my old days in Hollywood. What's one of my friend's favorite songs? Play it for years. Good dude, DJ, nice guy. So happy to have you here, killing it over here solo. Buck Rodgers of Jumping Planets. Actually, they're changing their official name to jumpingplanets.eth on Spotify, I believe, soon. That's coming up. And of course, we have Storm, Trading by Storm, our crypto weatherman, our analyst, the man who explains where the lines are going and what they mean. Storm, how's it going, bro?
It's good, man. It's good. Got some big updates this week in the markets, obviously. So excited to get into this week's segment. It's a big one.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm excited to hear. I hear we're in a certain month. Does anybody remember the name of this month?
Something bullish.
Yeah, it's something October.
Something like that.
It doesn't feel very uppy right now. I don't know what's going on. I was hoping that October would just be like a green, just like a rock hard green thing. I don't, I mean, it's a PG-13 show, but how we doing today? So like, by the way, now that we text, every day I want to be like, hey Storm, should I buy this? Like, what do you think of this? What do
I
you
got
think
some
of this?
real estate questions we can trade for too, because I'm
Fuck yeah, bro. Let me
buy
know.
my first house. So
Oh, really?
yeah. Absolutely.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. So I'm not. Do we want to get into a special guest, or would we want to get into the weather report first?
I think let's bring in the. I would love to bring in the special guest, man. I am super excited, and obviously, thank you for reaching out to our special guest. I'll let you do the honors of introducing, of course.
So here we go. We got my good friend Las Vegas Barbie, who obviously I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with. Vegas, you want to introduce yourself? Maybe give like a little rundown of yourself.
Yeah, Las Vegas Barbie. I've known Storm since when I started crypto Twitter. So great
Right.
to see you and thank you for inviting me to the show.
Right.
I've been trading crypto since 2017, and I've been in meme coins since 2021. And I'm like degenning every 24/7 ever since.
Nice. Wait, did you say you started your crypto kind of Twitter journey right when we'd met?
Yeah, I started crypto Twitter in March. I mean,
Oh,
just
that's
this
that's
year.
actually right. That's when I started. That's the same month I started. But what's depressing is you have like probably 100 times more followers than I do, and we started the same time. So
But
that's
Weird.
I've been on Twitter though since 2009 because I used to do YouTube videos. So I had
right,
like a YouTube following before this
right.
whole new life.
Right. Yeah. No, I know that. I actually, yeah, I that was the same month I had started kind of crypto Twitters when I broke my wrist in a mountain biking
Mhm.
accident. And I'd been in crypto obviously for a long time. I've been in the meme coin space for a long time too, but I actually started getting active on Twitter. I actually think one of the first spaces I was ever in, I can't remember, it might have been Alchemist Space or someone's like that. And I remember
Mhm.
you messaged me or I'd messaged you or you'd followed me. And that I think is kind of how we first started talking, and it was
Yeah.
kind of that connection in like the Pepe verse communities. And obviously you've blown up since then and gained a large following for really good reasons, obviously. And yeah, so it's really exciting to have you on the show. And our first, or I guess our second special guest, we had Josh last week, so it's an honor to
Oh,
have you on here.
awesome.
So
Thank you. Thank you.
absolutely.
Yeah, and it's crazy. You started in March, right? I was kind of getting fed alpha through a friend of mine that was part of Because Bitcoin, and so I got into Toshi kind of early, and then they got me into like Wolf kind of early, and Andy,
Ah, all those
all the
good
fun ones, right? So I feel like I
comic book
just missed
character
Brett, like
plays.
so close. Yeah, no doubt. And so I feel like had I been in like a couple months earlier, I felt like the difference between somebody that got into crypto in March and the difference between somebody that got into crypto in like May and June is like the difference between jumping off a bridge or not.
Mhm.
It's like you got in at a great
That's a
time, and
great
that's took
analogy.
the other people are like, I just don't know why I can't do this. Like it is like, but you're like, no, you got into Brett early. You know what I mean? It's like, it's
Right.
such a different experience because people that actually got to see that kind of that meteor kind of rocket jump, and then other folks got in, it's just been chopped the whole time. And so,
Yeah.
the tale of two different experiences, but not like we were born in different years. It was literally like, 60 days different.
Two different
Yes.
worlds. Also, Solana came like soon after we
Mhm.
got in, and that was like a whole
Yep.
other learning experience.
Yeah. That
So nuts.
totally.
Solana is always teaching you new things. If you ever for one moment think you know Solana, like, no. Every day is a new
Right.
learning experience with that chain. It's interesting. I only started CT. I've been on, trading crypto for about 8, 9 years approximately. I'd have to do the exact math to figure it out. But I actually bought and 10x'd on Brett before I met you, Vegas, and sold. I bought at
Really?
like four.
No,
I
you
bought in
sold
like,
it.
but I bought at like 40 million. I sold at like 600 million. So it was a solid, good start to degenning. And sometimes you move things
Yeah.
around. And I wasn't really part of the community. And I mean, that's still a great, a really solid return. But I only started crypto Twitter with Bloodboy. Really, I never was on Twitter before, and you were one of the first people that, and Storm as well, that I encountered on crypto Twitter. And you guys were more than welcoming, more than helpful, more than kind and sharing. And we're still here together and doing things together. And it's amazing
Yeah,
that
it's so
there really
cool.
are some really good people out here in this space. You just have to be open, be truthful, and I couldn't be happier that you're on the show right now.
Thank you, Blood Boy. I appreciate it. And look at you're still kind of a part of that Brett verse in a way. With the Blood
Yeah,
Boy,
yeah.
you're still a part.
I'm still a part. I might be red on the outside, but I got a little bit of blue on the inside. um, but Brett has been a crazy adventure. I mean, I remember when I first got into it, they were like, okay, there's, we're talking about Toshi and other ones, but there was a few coins that defined a chain. actually there's very few coins that define a chain. I don't think there's even a coin on Ethereum, maybe Doge, that would define it. But Brett literally defines base. Like that's wild.
Yeah, I mean, it was a genius coin. And, there's only a few of those like coins that just do it right,
Well, very clearly, I don't know if anybody's checked on it lately, but there are very few coins that do it like that. But I think that there's very few coins that even have such an impact on the chain itself. Like you could almost say that Base is the Brett chain in some ways, because without Brett,
I love that.
yeah, I'll need 4 cents worth of bread every time you guys say that on stage, please, and the license. And I'll take March prices.
The cool thing too is like I think Brett is almost branded to be a base coin. Like you got like the whole color scheme, the B, like base Brett. It just worked so well together, and I think that was part of the reason it blew up the way it did. Was meme coins are their branding and marketing. That's how they grow in a sense. And there's not many coins, if any, better than that branding connection between Brett and base.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I was going to ask too, Vegas, how did you first hear about Brett? Like, would you walk us through kind of your story of how you found Brett and like the early days of your experience with Brett?
Yeah, I got into Brett the first week it was launched. I was so lucky. I saw a Crash video, Crashiest Clay 69 video on YouTube that just showed up randomly in my algorithm. And I saw his conviction in Brett. And I hadn't traded meme coins since, 2020, 2021. So I had a bunch of like Ethereum just sitting in my wallet. So I was like, I believe this kid. So I aped in 10K into Brett at around like a $7 million.
On a video?
Off of a video.
Bro, this dude needs to get into sales. I mean, he's in sales, right? He doesn't know it yet, but like
he put 15K in, and I was like, if he could put 15, I could put 10. So I did that and just rode the wave. I mean, it went up, it went down, and when it went down, I put another 40K in. I was like, I know this. I believe in this coin. So that's kind of my quick summary story.
So what were the main reasons that you had so much conviction in Brett outside of just the initial video? Like what has kept your conviction in this whole time? Obviously, if you put that much money in that early, that's probably a lot of money that you were sitting on, especially at the top. So what has kind of kept you in this whole time?
Well, I guess if you look at like the year-to-date performance of all meme coins, there's a lot of overperforming tokens, especially in the newer meme tokens. So I feel like Brett, I mean, it's at it rocketed up to 2 billion, went back down, and it's been holding a good like 600 mil. I mean, it's been staying that way for like 3 months. So I feel like if you see, there's like a massive overproduction of like 5,000 tokens being launched per day. We have coins like Doge and SHIB and Pepe that have proven that meme coins can have the potential to go up to 5, 10, $50 billion valuation. So Brett at just a $1 billion, it's a discount. I mean, this is a discount. So I can't even begin to explain. I mean, I can't explain. But for me, having that floor and just, I haven't sold a penny of my Brett either. I've just been holding, and I just believe in it, that it's going to keep going. I mean, it's already proven. So it's been what? Since March?
So for the 6,300 people that are watching right now, that is what we call conviction.
Yeah, I know. Holding on to that kind of money, that potential profit, but I know it's going to have like a better, it's a story too, if you think about it. Like a lot of us are holding that line and haven't sold anything.
Yep. No, I agree.
It's funny when people look at a chart, but when you really want to define a floor, it's really just showing how many people are holding a certain amount of tokens. That's what a floor is. So when you have a floor, I think you guys are at $850 million approximately. that line is being held by thousands of holders who have decided that we're in it for the long run. And if you have that kind of power at like 800 something million dollars, when more people start coming in and when it starts moving, like it's going to go crazy.
Oh yeah,
Very
if you think of
impressive.
like the top 20 meme coins, Brett, it kind of fluctuates by around like this number 7 it's like $800 million market cap. That is so insignificant when you're considering that there's over $850 billion in altcoins and $40 billion specifically just in meme coins. I mean, 800 million sounds like a lot to some people, but it's nothing. It's
It
nothing for
is.
a meme coin.
Yeah, totally. Especially when you compare it to previous cycles. Like you look at what Doge has done and SHIB has done in previous cycles. We haven't even really, breached the tip of the iceberg for this meme coin cycle in a lot of ways. And I think Brett reaching that multi-billion dollar market cap is really special. Only a few tokens have been able to kind of to breach that mark, and for it to be holding right around $1 billion market cap. And kind of like the heat of this really extended chop and kind of mini bear market we've had the last 3 or 4 months is saying a lot, because a lot of tokens will never even reach 800 to $1 billion market cap in their life cycle. And, Brett is holding kind of that line right around $1 billion market cap is super impressive.
It's definitely a blue chip meme coin. I that's why I want to sell it. I have so much belief in this coin that I'm holding. I'll sell all my other ones, take some profits, but this one's gonna send even beyond our wildest dreams.
So if you don't mind me asking, what was roughly the market cap when you got in?
I got in around a $7 million market cap, and then I aped in again around a 200 million, and then I've bought more since, and I'm waiting for the 2 billion again so I can put another 10K in just to prove that all the people that think they're late at this 800 million, 1 billion market, I'm going to put in a 10K. I'm waiting at 2 billion to show that I can make even more. Just
And
so
yeah,
That is
and
the
I was
biggest flex.
Oh yeah. Well, I was a very early Pepe holder, and I think I could beat Blood Story on his Brett entry with my Pepe entry. And I can tell you it's the same thing. Like people were saying with Pepe, and I listened to this obviously, when Pepe reached like 10 to 20 million market cap, I, you know, people were saying that was overextended, and that, we're in a bear
yeah,
market, and, it hit 100 million and everyone's like, okay, this is crazy. There's no way it goes higher. And, you have people selling along the way up and whatever price that is. But, Pepe gets a 6-7 billion market cap, and you can look back at that and it's very easy to hindsight trade and be like, oh, I should have held at 10 million, 100
yeah.
million. But,
You
in,
never.
in the time, you always have people saying, oh, it's already at $1 billion market cap. It's already at 2 billion. It's already at 10 billion, 100, and they'll say that all the way up and up and up. And the key is to, get in. If you have conviction in a coin, if you believe in a coin like Brett, get in when the opportunity arises, which right now it's like a lot of these coins are down 70%, and we haven't even really had that extended meme coin bull run. And then just, hold it the way up, have a trading plan, I think is the most important thing. Like, have a set plan of like, hey, if I'm going to get in at 800 million market cap, I'm going to start scaling out at 3 and then 5. But, regardless, I think anytime something like really moons and stuff like that, it's so you'll always hear naysayers along the way that, are trying to
I
flood
heard
you
them
out.
all
And
the way up to 2 billion. I was
yeah,
in crypto Twitter getting talked down to in spaces because I was
yep,
like the girl of Brett. Like I was the only
yep,
person.
yep. Well, and that's actually another good topic I wanted to ask you about. There seems to be like some connection between Brett and like, women influencers in the space. I've just noticed there are quite a bit more than any other coin. I feel like women influencers in Brett, specifically kind of associated with Crash too a little bit. Is there like a specific reason that is? Is there, where's that connection come from?
I think it's just more noticeable because the women who have invested into Brett have just been us women who are like more outspoken, maybe. I think there's
Hmm.
a lot of crypto communities that do have women investors, but Brett just seems to be one of those coins that has attracted women like me who have like social media or influencer type background that feel comfortable speaking up. For a while there, it did seem like I was the only woman who spoke up about Brett. But once I started like hosting spaces with a few very influential people in the spaces, it seemed like women who supported or invested in Brett on base just began to, it created like a ripple effect. And more women who were outspoken or decided they wanted to become outspoken to represent the coin kind of just came out of the woodworks, which is wonderful.
Right. For sure.
Well, and I think that's you know, kind of like an important segue as well, is that you know, it feels like kind of Brett has kind of empowered women to come out and and kind of be in the space, right? Because I do feel like one, I mean, obviously there's three guys in a cartoon on the show, but you know, we're for the most part very kind of male driven on the show, at least as far as our, you know, our hosts go and whatnot. And what I've noticed is that in crypto Twitter, I feel like it's maybe 10% of crypto Twitter is females. It's just not it seems to be a very kind of male dominant space. And I feel like that's certainly unfortunate. But then the other aspect of it too, I feel like, is sometimes crypto Twitter enables people to be something behind a screen that maybe they wouldn't normally be in person. And I've found that I've been in spaces where it's just, I mean, damn near like uncomfortable when people are talking. And so salute to you for one, you know, being a leader in the space, because I guarantee you're an inspiration to a lot of women, whether you know it or not.
Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will say I've met some of the most amazing people through crypto and crypto Twitter, and I've met some of my best friends through crypto Twitter, and some amazing people, amazing women in the space. I feel very lucky.
And I've always wanted to be a red cartoon, and finally I get to live out my dreams, you know. So it's all coming together. I think when they say the expression the trenches, but really it's people have a common goal, and your group of people that you hang out with also have a common morality, ethics, trading style, and a lot of other things. So you grow close to people who are literally spending 24/7
That's so
doing
true.
the same thing. And I've had it in other communities where I end up meeting people in real life, like in the whiskey community and stuff. Because as adults, we don't like busy adults doing things. We don't like go to the bar and like, hey, do you want to be my friend? I have 8 hours today of free time. You're literally doing things 24/7, and you connect with the people around you. And one thing I've always seen about you, Vegas, in spaces is you're quiet when you say things. It's always meaningful. But I think there's a huge advantage that some people underestimate you. And I'm sort of jealous in a way, not that anybody overestimates me in any way. I don't want to take it that way, but you have this like quiet, powerful voice, and you're able to hear things that people don't really understand, just the power and what you've managed to accomplish. And I think that really gives you a huge advantage in this space.
Wow,
Because
I really appreciate the compliment.
and I hope it's coming off in like just the right way. And then I love hearing when you speak up and you say something, the person's like, oh wow, I really was stupid for what I just said. You know? But like you're very good at listening, and some people, I feel like, say too much in this space or talk too much, and you always choose your words wisely, and they're impactful.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and I was going to say too that the crypto space is just like you were saying, how you've met some of the best people throughout the crypto space. That's one of the best parts about it. And, you know, like I said, we both kind of joined around the same time, which feels like forever ago, but it was really only last spring, you know, the beginning of last spring. And the amount of people I've met, a lot of them on this show, obviously, but the countless like alpha groups that I've gained access to, and, you know, different great traders and analysts and stuff I've met just in the short, you know, 6 months that I've really been active on Twitter is incredible. And that's one thing I would really urge people listening to do if you're not really an active, you're in the space maybe, but you're not really active trying to get in communities and stuff like that. I would definitely push you to, go create your own account, get in your own communities, talk to people, reach out, because I think generally speaking, people are very friendly in the crypto community, and we all kind of want the same thing. We all want to win together and succeed together. And that's kind of the point of these, crypto communities, whether it's like the Brett community, the Pepe communities. Like there's all these great communities that support each other and have common goals. And then you add on top of it all the adversity that you go through being in the crypto space and weathering all of like the mental side of it. It just creates so much camaraderie, and I've met some of the coolest people in this space. And it's also the best way to gain like a real advantage in this space, like meeting people with good alpha and good groups and stuff to get into this project early. It's the best.
Speaking
and
of
everyone,
that,
I feel like we've met, and I'll be quick. I feel like
take your
everyone,
time, please, by all means.
no,
like
no rush.
bonded
We have
with
nothing to talk
us in
about.
general. we've like been the type of people that want to see each other win, and I love that. I don't want to win more than you. I want us all to win the same, and I love that about us.
Yep.
And speaking of that, I was on David's space as Bloodboy, like, I don't know, 4 months ago, 10 years ago. It's all a blur. I have no idea what month we're in, honestly. And I'm not going to say the group that you put me in, but you're like, hey, I got to add you to this. And then you added me to that alpha group. So, there's a clear example of you helping someone else win. No advantage for you, just reaching out and helping out and putting me into a group.
You and Storm to that same
Yeah,
group.
yeah.
You guys.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got kicked out, but I did for some reason.
Oh, no.
Oh, hey guys,
Oh, no.
it's Paul. What group are we talking about?
I think it was because I was inactive. I was an inactive. or
Oh,
something.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's all right.
I remember that because I was like, why
Yeah.
was he kicked out? He's my friend,
Yeah.
like legit my friend.
You
And
legit
part
said
of
that
it's my
also.
fault. You know how it is. Like, you're in so many different groups, and like I'm in like the Bobo billionaires, and I'm in the Dota Alpha chats, and I'm in like, whatever, just all these different
That's
chats.
right.
It can be so hard to keep up with all of the
Yeah.
plays being sent and alpha and stuff. But I will say that group specifically has got to be one of the strongest in any space. Like
And
there's
that
some crazy
involves
alpha.
Josh mainly.
Yeah,
Josh, he was on your
Josh
show
is
last
awesome.
time.
Yeah, Josh is the best, man. He's awesome.
Does Josh have a call group that I'm not in? By the way, Josh, if you're listening, that's
We'll
fucked
invite
up.
you to it. You're gonna be
that's
in
cool.
it. You and Storm's going
When
back.
you get a new invite, yeah, get me back in.
Oh,
Is that
man.
absolutely nothing? Is there like a group that I do? Is it like a
Yes!
super? Oh, I'm
That's
already
the
in
one.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
in.
dude,
You're good.
bro.
Great group. I love when groups like we're supporting each other. We aren't like drama. We just want like all of us to win, and it's just so much fun to like be in those kind of groups and make money. Have fun.
Especially that one, because I've definitely been in the wrong groups.
Mm-hmm.
And those are, it can just take so much of your kind of energy in a negative way,
Yeah.
in an absolutely nothing. By the way, shout out to Josh, man. That is just one of the kindest souls.
Yeah, I love
and
him.
he's such a great dude. And he's actually the first tenant that I've ever accepted Solana as rent.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah. So
Josh rents from you?
yeah.
That's so cool. What?
Yeah. So dude, so that's like a real
that's
world.
the new place that he was
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so.
They
freaking
met up
cool.
in
Look at
real
this
life.
community.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
I
So
love this community so
crazy
much.
story, right? So I saw Manny on like a Nobu space, and I finally got like the balls to get up on stage as a speaker, and then of course in like your typical like Nobu Jules, like can't nobody get a fucking word in, right? And I'm like hand up, like hey guys, and by the way, they're talking about real estate. Like if there's anybody on that fucking panel that's probably more qualified, introduce them to me.
Let you talk, right?
Yeah, it's what I do. And so then Josh started talking about how he was in Austin, and he was talking about investing, and he was just totally wrong, but I wasn't going to call him out on it. But I hit him, kind of on the side. I'm like, hey bro, like I'm in Austin, you're in Austin, let's wrap. So he went and grabbed lunch, and he was like, yeah, I'm actually looking to move. And so was able to get him sorted out with a condo just south of town, and was like, dude, you can pay me in Solana if you want. Like I know he's a big Kobe fan. You know what I mean? So it's like, dude,
Oh,
why
yeah.
not? Like, I fully believe that Solana's going to be more at the end of the bull run. So I was
You're
like,
a
shit, I'll
genius
just
for
bank
accepting
that
that.
shit. Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So I don't know too many people that have taken rent in Solana, but here we are.
That's great. I accept crypto for I breed hybrid cats, and I have accepted Bitcoin, Ethereum, and those are the only two that I've been paid in crypto wise for cats. And I'm like, I'll do that any day over cash. Make some.
And a real quick segue. I knew that you were big into cats, so I made a $1,000 donation on behalf of the Babies Club in your name
Oh
to the
my
Poppy Foundation,
gosh.
which is a
That's
cat
so-
nonprofit in Vegas.
my
It's a
gosh,
charity that
that's so
rescues
cool.
special needs, chronically ill, unadoptable, and abandoned cats.
Wow. You didn't have to put it in my name, but I appreciate that so much. That's so
Yeah, absolutely. I can go ahead and send you the receipt so you can get the tax write-off too.
No, I didn't donate. You take the tax write-off. But
I got enough. At this point, I got enough. All right, I don't need any more. All right, I got all the fucking write-offs I need.
That's so cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt. So, thank you, man. We appreciate. I love passionate people, right? Because if you're passionate about something, it means that you're
Same.
passionate about other things as well, right? And that's
Yeah.
I just feel like there's not enough of us out there. At the end of
I
the day,
agree.
coming from a place of
Passionate and
of
positive.
abundance. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, thank you for that.
Yeah. Thank you,
Paul,
guys.
speaking of real estate, by the way, do you have anything out in Utah or?
Bro, actually, my business partner, he's got a dope spot in Salt Lake City. No, I'm sorry, Park City.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like a couple blocks
Park
from.
City?
Yeah. There's
Nice.
like 5-bedroom, like 4 blocks from the lift.
Oh wow.
Good times. Yeah. So
No, that's so I think we talked about this last time, but obviously for me, my two biggest holdings, like 80+% of my portfolio long term is going to be in crypto and real estate. And obviously I've done well in crypto. I've kind of, created some wealth to where I can, sometime in this bull run transfer it to real estate. And that's why I do want to get into real estate and purchase a couple properties. One being kind of like my primary home where I'll live. I live
course.
kind of in the Salt Lake Valley, but two other spots I would also want to purchase around that same time would be one in Park City and the other up in Ogden area. But Park City is beautiful. Obviously, it's kind of like the more commercialized part of Utah, but it's very expensive too. On the other hand, obviously, but for good reasons.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, it wasn't always expensive, right? It's just blown up.
Yeah.
Let's say maybe over the past like 10 years is really where it's exploded. And so for me, it's like, what other mountain towns can we potentially designate that could be the next Park City, right? So, Jackson Hole's kind of having its moment right now.
Yep.
And so it's like, what other cities, think like Frisco, Colorado.
Yeah, I actually I
Vegas already blew up, bro. That like, dude, early, like I remember
got
like,
so lucky with my house.
Did
Oh my
you?
gosh, I got so lucky. I got it in 2021.
oh wow,
I got like a 3% interest rate.
hold on to that.
I know. I'm never selling this.
Yeah, they're like
gonna
basically
go down in
paying you to have a
generations.
mortgage, essentially at this point.
Yeah.
Paul, I got some alpha for you if you're looking for a next Park City town. So
Let's go.
Park City is on my list, but number 2, right after my primary house in the Salt Lake Valley, is going to be Eden, Utah. So the Olympics, the 2034 Olympics, I believe, are coming to Utah. And I was told by some very credible sources in the real estate game that a lot of people think they're going to be in Park City, but majority of the Olympics are going to be a resort called Powder Mountain, which is a very, very nice resort. Eden's like a very, very beautiful area in Utah. But a lot of big real estate people right now are starting to buy property up in Eden because the idea is that the state's going to pump a ton of money into reforming Ogden and Eden area to kind of make it the next Park City. Because exactly like you said, like Park City wasn't anything really until the Olympics came there. And then when the Olympics came there, it became a very popular tourist destination. And you've seen the city become like very kind of bougie, like a Vail type area. All the other resorts in Utah are less commercialized, less kind of bougie, but supposedly the next area that's going to be like the next Park City in Utah is going to be kind of that Ogden Eden area, and it makes sense because Utah is growing so quickly. And you look at somewhere like Colorado, who they have multiple like high end resorts there, kind of like Park City. And Utah's only really got Park City as it's kind of like bougier, high class type resort because of the Olympics. So something to watch out for. But I wanted to ask you if you'd heard about that, because I'd heard about it from a couple of different people who own big real estate businesses who I trained their kids. So they were kind of giving me some insider info. But that's one area where I'm looking to buy kind of a secondary cabin property.
What are you training them on?
Basketball. So I have
dope.
my secondary, my business that I do outside of crypto, I train kids like, second grade through college basketball. I don't know if many people know this, but my background is basketball. I was a college and professional basketball player before crypto. And when I retired 2020, when COVID kind of hit, that's when I really got into crypto full time and trading, and been at it ever since. But when I got home, training, I'm a basketball trainer, and that's why
you know how tall he is too, right? You guys, he's like massive.
Yeah, I really can't figure it out. Like these guys,
but I've only seen him from here up. Like I the only person I've seen less is Blood.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out how tall I am, and honestly, I was built without legs, but that's a whole nother story for another time. I have no idea how tall Storm is, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the basketball world. I'm not that tall. I'm like 6'4", which in the basketball world, it's not that tall. I'm a point guard, or was a point guard. And in the basketball world, that's like on the smaller side. I mean, especially in college and professionally, that's like, that you're looking at Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry size. But to
name a few.
Yeah. So it's just I love education. That's kind of how I got into wanting to do something like this, where I teach crypto analysis and trading tools and all that sort of stuff, is because I have a background in teaching, and I love connecting with people and helping them and teaching them new things, and very passionate about crypto. And so that's kind of how I got into it. But yeah, it's funny. Vegas, I guess, is the only one that's seen me in person. We
IRL.
Yeah, we saw each other at the Nashville Bitcoin event, which was insane, by the way. That was such a great event.
So cool.
Yeah, such cool. Were you guys, Blood or Paul, were you guys at that event by chance?
No, but
I was not.
I didn't have time. It's just been crazy busy running the projects. But Vegas, you reached out. You asked me, are you going? And I said no. So that was the letdown of it. But it would have been cool next year. Next year, guys, we'll all have to.
Yeah, next year's in Vegas.
Yeah.
By the way,
wild.
I would like to say,
Vegas, oh my God, that's going to be a problem.
Yes.
Consensus is in Austin. I run Austin. Let's fucking go.
We could do a separate Austin trip.
Perfect.
My good friend is, Consensus is going to be a lot of fun. My good friend's the assistant to the head of Consensus, actually. He lives out of Miami, my real world, out of
When's
Cartoon
that?
World Land. I don't know when Consensus is.
It was, yeah, seriously. It was,
tune in and never tuned out.
Yeah. I think Consensus was like May.
What?
Dude, 'cause
is it like before?
I ended up doing so this Consensus this year, I was like, for whatever reason, thought that I could like run a project, right? So that I found some like fucking dead Solana coin and somehow took it from, I took it from 1,500 to like 980,000 in like literally 3 days. And then got all my real estate agents to buy in and basically just like hold the floor while everybody just slowly rugged us. That was cool.
But it's experience. That's good.
But it was so great experience. And so part of that is it was Consensus. And I'm like, dude, at the same time, really good homies with Justin Timberlake's DJ. And so JT was in town. And so I threw the official after party pre DWI. Justin Timberlake. Literally, he got it the next fucking weekend. And so, dude, I get a call from a friend that owns a club, and this club is like $7 million remodel, crazy like LED wall. And so then like I basically threw a party with like Justin Timberlake's DJ, and for the all purpose of just using their LED wall for my meme coin.
That's freaking great. And so did you run up the coin again? Did it go back up?
No, everybody bounced on me.
No.
Bro, I dropped like 20 grand that
All that
weekend for that
work
coin,
into
like
it.
my own money, like 20 grand, like of like money not in like crypto money because I never sold any of it, and until I round tripped it.
Yeah.
It was fun though.
That's cool though. I mean, the point is you brought crypto into the club where people are aware of crypto.
Oh yeah, dude, the video, the content is phenomenal.
Something. You got something.
It's
I got to
so
see that
fun.
video. You got to
I'll send it to you.
send me
It's
the
so fun.
video. I'd love to watch it.
Yeah, dude, I rented a LED billboard and had it drive around Consensus with the crypto coin
That's fantastic. I love it.
for like a $300,000 Solana shitter.
I say the good
It's a
thing.
story.
It's a story. It brings crypto to the masses, whether they're it or not. They're
a lot of
aware
fun.
of crypto.
It was a great time, actually. I'll send it to you.
Love it.
Paul, are you, you said you're in Austin, right?
Yeah.
Are you involved in like kind of the comedy scene out there? I know obviously that's kind of with Joe Rogan and his boys. It's been kind of blowing up there. Are you involved with that at all?
Dude, when I say that, like, minus the fact that people died during the pandemic, it was fucking awesome. Like, it was so fun. Like, dude, because Austin, I mean, go ahead. Like,
No, you're good.
like, dude, like, I was throwing like super spreaders where people would get tested first, right? So we'd have like basically it's crazy.
Well,
so,
it all started with Rufus de Soul.
Yeah. So like so we're in my office right now, and my office is like let's call it a 3,000 square foot house for the lack of a better term, but it's right downtown and commercial. And so I do South by events. And so Rufus de Soul was coming, and I've got a good homie. I don't know. Have you guys heard of this band called Rufus de Soul?
It's literally one of my favorite bands ever. Like an unbelievable.
Yeah, they're headlining festivals. They had sold out 19,000 seats that Friday, and so I had paid them to play in my lobby that night of South by. My lobby's a living room, basically, right? And so I'm thinking, like, well, funny you should ask. The world literally shut down the day before.
Oh,
and so I had paid them $25,000 to play in my lobby. But prior to that, I had just sent Busta Rhymes $30,000 to do a pop-up for me for like 15 minutes. And so it's kind of a lot of money that didn't happen. But having said that, like, they come in and like the world shut down. But meanwhile, like, I went in, like, fenced off my office. I had extra security. It was like going to be open bar, free party. But I was like, I'm going to fuck up South by. Like, I'm going to put my stake in, like,
hell yeah.
Like, this is who I am. And so, like, I had my construction guys, like, literally, like, putting, like, 2x4s in the basement, supporting, because I didn't want the fucking floor to fall in at the house type thing, right? Like, I am planning for war. And then my employees are like, you can't do this here. Like people are dying, and like old people are dying in Seattle. And I'm like, what the COVID, what? Whatever. So they still want to do the party. I move it to another place. I pare it down to 50 people. The night goes off. Like, at the end of it, like, dude, like, everyone, Rufus, everybody's like I can grab like some microphone, but I actually have a microphone. And they're like, thank you for doing this. You know, this is the end of our tour or whatever. And that was that. It was like one of those magical nights where, like, it's a living room with Rufus de Soul, who I mean, for a little bit of color, I just tried to book them for a wedding for a friend, and they turned down $1 million.
Wow.
So they're pretty big at this point.
They're about as big as you get.
They'll probably remember that for the rest of their lives.
It's great. So now I can call them, like, they come into the sushi spot. It's like, but having said that, after that, we all got COVID.
And there's way more than 50 people there.
Oh, man.
But back to the comedy, though.
Yeah, so I was an early adapter to COVID. I got it really super early, which was nice. It was nice. Yeah, absolutely. It was like my Scarlet C running around because we were deemed it. Yeah, it was. It was so great. And to my knowledge, nobody died, at least that we knew. But anyways, I digress. So then all of a sudden, Austin is open, right? Similar to Miami. So there's few cities that really benefited from COVID, like, well, states, Texas and Florida, but cities, Miami and Austin, blew up during the pandemic, basically. And so, prior to the pandemic, was friends with Dave Chappelle. And so we go up to Yellow Springs, and Dave was doing outdoor events out in like a cornfield, basically, which was, very, I don't know,
Secluded.
safe, if you will, right?
Kind of corny, if you ask me.
Yeah. And then like everybody was getting tested, right? So there was two bubbles that I heard of in the comedy world. There was Rogan's bubble and Chappelle's bubble, right? And so we go to Yellow Springs, and then we have a very legendary club here called Stub. So now all of a sudden, Chappelle's doing shows here. I'm part of his bubble, so I'm getting tested literally every day.
Twice a day
To get tested for COVID. So that way there we can be a part of this bubble. And so that was like my foray when I started to hang out with comedians every day for like 4 months. And so actually a comedian, I actually recently texted him. I was like, bro, at one point, because you got me into comedy, or you got me into crypto, at one point my bag was like 3 million. And I was like, I'll gladly send you 10 grand. And so it was a very nice
comedian
thing.
got you into crypto?
Yeah.
That's
So there's
great.
Yeah, so there's a comedian by the name of Mo Amer. He's hilarious. Go check out his two Netflix specials. He's got a show on Netflix called Mo. He's on Black Adam. Great guy, hilarious. And so I remember he was staying at a condo I have downtown, and he's like, hey, Paul, do me a favor. Okay, what? Like what? He's like, pull out your phone and download this app called Robinhood. I'm like, okay, word, did it. And he's like, all right, now buy this coin, Dogecoin, right? And I was like, okay, it's a dog, whatever.
Doge?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
At like
Wow.
$2, or no, sorry, it was at 2 cents. And I put $5,000 into it. And then I remember like, I'm at this, I bought it for 0.0000, whatever it is, right? It is 2 cents. But it's like, I didn't understand the difference between market cap and all that other stuff. And then I remember just like incessantly looking at it like Tyrone Biggins, like on crack, like, okay, I'm still. And then it goes up and you're like, bro, no, I don't have as much, Yeah, exactly,
okay.
Right? Did not understand conviction, didn't whatever. And so I did well, right? And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, Elon Musk is going to go on SNL. He's going to talk about it. And then he just shit all over it. And like it went from like 55 cents to like 60 cents down to like whatever, right? Just plummeted basically. So that was the foray, and that's what got me into it. So that was a long way of saying, yes, I'm in the comedy scene.
Forgot what the question was for a second, honestly. But it makes sense. Vegas.
Bro, let me know when you want to do Kill Tony, by the way. Thinking about having them rent some space from me.
Kill Tony. I love Kill Tony.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be some insane guests on the crypto takeover. I mean, obviously we've already started with insane guests, but if Paul's whipping out like, oh, I had Rufus DeSold play my lobby, like, like when I was in the pandemic, I had a lot of fun. It was honestly one of the best times ever. But I didn't like check out which comedian bubble I was going to be in. Like, are you testing for Rogan?
Who's hanging out with Dave Chappelle in a cornfield? Like that's freaking.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like which bubble
the stories.
am I in? What a wild world.
So
That's
Those are like
great.
the best. Those have to be the most fun people to hang out with as comedians.
Oh,
Like,
bro. So this is, I could tell this story because it's actually on Netflix.
I already know where he's going with this. I was with him.
So I get a call one night. So like Dave and Aziz are in town, and they're just doing a bunch of shows. And so, they do a bunch of shows. We have a great time. Like it is just such a fun fucking weekend, basically, of hanging out with a bunch of great people. And then I get a call later, and it's Aziz, and he's like, hey, Paul, like the Aziz voice, basically. And he's like, if you cool if I tell this story? I was like, yeah, Aziz, please tell the story. So basically, one of those nights, Chappelle found out that he won the Mark Twain Award, which is a very prestigious award in the comedy world. And so he had asked Aziz to, to basically speak on his behalf, right? And so Aziz decides to tell the story that I was basically the facilitator of. And so that's all I can say.
Great.
But if you if you catch a wild hair and want to watch the Dave Chappelle Mark Twain Awards, just fast forward to Aziz's point, and yep, it's pretty great.
Yeah, no, comedians are just like, I feel like of all celebrities, comedians have to be generally the most down to earth. I feel like they're just all self-deprecating, and I don't know. I'm jealous of that because
And the camaraderie with them too is fun to watch.
for sure, yeah. And I'm a big fan of Rogan. He obviously, when COVID is kind of when he, I feel like, really took off, and I was one of the people that was watching, and he changed my outlook on a lot of things. But I love him and his whole circle. They just seem like very like normal people, down to earth, and funny guys. And yeah, those are like my favorite type of people. So I'm jealous.
My wife started a cheese board business during the pandemic because why not? And so she started doing cheese boards for Rogan's green room, basically. And so it would be like everything from like elk and like all this like exotic meats because Joe is, he's big into hunting and everything else. But
that's wild. And they created sort of an ecosystem, like I feel like is going on in crypto right now. Not to segue into crypto because it has nothing to do with the show at all. But
why are we here? I don't know.
No, I like the free flowing conversation, but he had enough money, he could do whatever he wanted, but he created platforms and time and space to help build all the friends that he had so that they could create their own shows, really gave them the exposure that launched so many successful careers. And what people don't really understand is that when someone puts you up on spaces or just gives you a few minutes of their time or responds back to you, it can literally change someone's life and the trajectory of their entire crypto path. So it's always good to, use kindness, reach out. And I feel like everybody here has done that in many different ways. And there's a lot of gratitude. And I hope people continue to pass along the opportunities that are given to them and try to give that to others. And very similar, no joke, a very similar type of vibe that I feel and see here in a good way. Definitely. That being said, do you have Dave Chappelle's cell phone number, Paul, by any chance? I don't know. I
actually do.
Oh man, we'll have to have him on here one time. That would break the internet.
Next
for
guest.
Sure.
I will never promise that.
You heard it. It's a Paul guarantee.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead because you're on that conversation still. I want to hear what you got to say.
I do events for South by, right, or during South by, and so we've probably had maybe the best party South by for the past 5 years. And so 2 years ago, Dave showed up, and like, dude, that moment has just one video has 10 million views, and then the guy that's running the video wall, right? I'm looking at him like, motherfucker. Like, so all of a sudden it's like my company logo on the back. Like, dude, like people from like Apple Music are like, you can't pay for that. And so that was one of those moments.
That's amazing. That's amazing. It's wild. I think the craziest moments happen when you don't plan them. And then you're like, wow, I just experienced that. Am I really a cartoon? And then, a year later, you're still a cartoon. And you sort of wonder, what am I?
You'll always be the same cartoon. You'll never age. Great.
No, actually, I have a strong regimen to keep the skin looking like this. People wouldn't think, but...
I wanted to kind of piggyback off what we were saying, Bloodboy, about like the communities helping people and being a part of being inspirations and stuff. And there's some amazing accomplishments behind Brett that other memes haven't done before. Brett has built clean water wells in 5 different villages in Nigeria. Brett has built upgraded facilities for children's schools in South India, donated to over 53 villages in Cambodia to have affordable health care. And it's just all over media and sports teams. So being a part of a coin that has become more than just a means of making millions, right? We're supporting saving people's lives at this point. And I think that's something that I also cherish about being a part of Brett.
That's amazing. I mean, if you everybody, not everybody, but you can make money, you can have a lot of it, and it can be meaningful or it can have no meaning. And not everybody has made a lot of money, but I've been lucky enough to have times in my life where I've made millions of dollars and been unhappy, honestly. But if you're building and you're earning money, but there's also a reason behind it, a why, people's lives are being changed and you're giving back, having money and happiness, I would say, is a pretty damn perfect formula. So that's amazing. And I hope that people understand that a lot of philanthropy can happen through the crypto world. And I hope that more of a light is shined on that and more people speak about it, and not in a way that you buy Brett because they do charity, because I hate coins that like run on those, guilt charity platforms.
Yeah. Right.
But that's never good. But in a way to see that the wealth being created can also do real impactful good. That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Dude, that should be, and I completely agree with you, right? Like, it's not like, oh, we donate, you should give us money, right? It's like more of like abundance is abundant. And in a space where it's hard to be abundant at times, because it's, like I said, those that got it in March find it probably very easy to be abundant. But those that got in maybe a month or 2 months later, are like, this is the hardest thing in the world, right? It's like,
For now.
Right. Knock on wood. And so, by the way, I love it. This is amazing. Like, I have so much fun doing this shit. But having said that, like, I think it's important because it appeals to a higher power in some extent, right? Of like, if you think about, the different levels of, of just needs, right? So shelter, food, and then once your basic necessities are met, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, what do I enjoy doing? Okay, now how do I give back? Right. In being able to live in that give back space is coming from a place of abundance, which is easy to do when things are abundant. And it's also just kind of a way of life, right? It's like, a rising tide rises all ships.
It feels good. It feels good to like help people. I've been able to be privileged enough to give back to people in the space and stuff, and it feels good.
Yeah, I remember having a conversation forever ago on Spaces. I think Blood and talking about how a lot of these big meme coins, they transcend just like a meme token and they become like their own brands. And I think that's one thing Brett has really been able to do. Like, it's become like its own worldwide brand in a lot of ways. And like you were saying, I saw they had like Brett, was it on like a Formula One car or something like that, or some sort of race car and a tennis match, and then
y'all got too much money.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's
like
great.
all around the world, and it's crazy.
You guys sponsored the E1 race, I think, in Monaco.
Yeah,
which
the
is
E1 Monaco.
Like, I mean, that's big time right there. When you talk about wealth,
UFC fighters are wearing Brett merch. It's just for fun too, not even getting paid to do it. He's just believes in Brett. So yeah, I feel like, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No.
I feel like there's a lot of things to look for in a solid meme coin that can create its blue chip potential. And I don't know if I can go over what I feel like personally.
We would love that.
And what I see in like Brett, but in general, to look for in a good narrative or a good blue chip type potential is a good narrative. Number one. Number two would probably be a relentless community, right? Three, I don't even know if these are in order, but I'll just say the third one would probably be like a committed group of floor holders. And then four, maybe a good story, like usually pertaining to stories of people like making millions off of their small investments. So with Brett, you have the good narrative, a likable character. He's a meme based off of artwork from a comic book, which is cool. Like Storm was saying earlier, he's also the color blue, which symbolizes trust, reliability, and inspiration, luxury. But Brett being the number one coin on the base chain and Coinbase, which is blue. It just makes it easy for the color chain reference. And then also Brett is fixed at like a $69 billion tokens. So 69. I mean, you have a good solid narrative there. So that's number one. What I say number two is a relentless community. You have people like me, like Crash, AJ, and many others in the space on YouTube, TikTok, X, constantly and consistently reporting on, hyping up, doing spaces, representing Brett almost as our identity. And we haven't stopped since the beginning. Three, I think I said committed group of floor holders. So holding on to Brett at this 600 to 1 billion market cap for the last like 6 months, holding a floor like that means that you have people who not only have conviction, but people who understand the importance and significance of this. And they're not willing to consider taking pennies of profit when the potential is so much higher. And then the good story, you have Crash, who came out of the woodwork. He put in 15K and holds over $7 million profit. And then you have people like me and many others who invested with the same conviction, with accumulated of like millions of dollars in profit, which we hold relentlessly. I feel like that's a good story. And then you have all the things I mentioned earlier, Brett, building water wells in Africa, upgraded like schools and facilities, India and stuff like that. That's a great story too. So that's what I look for in like blue chip meme coins.
So speaking of blue chip memes, also, I'm curious, what are some other, quote unquote blue chip memes or other meme coin projects that you think will do extremely well this bull run outside of just Brett?
So I feel like another good blue chip meme would be Ponky on Solana, and I am really skeptical on most Solana coins. Ponky definitely is up there, and Bull on Tron is definitely another. I mean, Crash called that as well, and it was only inevitable that it was going to be, the identity of Tron, like the meme coin. So also Lil Bub is another one. I met the CTO community behind it, and they are just like incredible people, just like us, like good people who have a good vision, who will hold the floor, who just want to have fun, don't want to sell for pennies, just hold on to something. So that's another one. I probably have more like Pepe, of course. Pepe is a top tier blue chip as well, next to like Doge and Shib and Whiff.
All right, so I have a question, kind of shifting gears on that, right? So there's a lot of projects that are just grinding, right? Like, seem to be kind of doing the right thing, like rating, but it's also at the same time they're just not getting the traction, right? Maybe it's the story isn't as compelling as like the Brett story, right? And then you have somebody like a Crash or yourself or something that calls it, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, this just explodes, right? And then all of a sudden it becomes infectious, right? And so in real estate we say activity breeds activity, and I think that's the same kind of in most worlds. So I guess one question is, what would you have as like a piece of advice for a project that's been out there grinding, right? And yeah, I'm gonna call it, like, for example, I've been part of this babies project since the beginning, and like, dude, I have so much pride with the community, and like I love all of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like anything that I could do for those guys, I absolutely do it. We've had 4 babies born in babies. Which is dope, right? So it's like, how do we do like registries, stuff like that? Like, how do we take, as a parent, right? And so it's like I feel like it's on the precipice of it, but it hasn't blown up. Like, what would be your advice to a project, something like that, where it's like, okay, what do you do, right? Because there's rating, there's all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just a waiting game for people to notice it. And I think you guys holding a good floor, showing that you still have conviction. And I mean, the volume doesn't lie, the charts don't lie. If you guys have good, steady, uptrend, I feel like that's something that people are going to look for. I mean, as you have stated, sometimes it's just luck and a random thing that doesn't even mean anything can just skyrocket like crazy. But a lot of times those don't last. It's
For
just
sure.
right, and people just wanting to jump on the bandwagon to make some money. So I feel like in your instance, it's almost it's better because you have an established, you have a good run up on your chart, or you went up and down, right? Like we all have, but that's what we want to see, right? We want
Right.
to see people take some profits, but I feel like just keep grinding, don't give up, keep mentioning it on these other spaces. Yeah, come up on show spaces too. I don't think I've seen your project come up on show spaces in a long time. So I
We're
think,
definitely going to.
yeah,
Yeah, no
come up
doubt. It was one of those
hang
things
out,
where,
BS with
yeah,
us,
absolutely. Yeah,
you know,
I'm
talk
just
about
still waiting
the
to get invited to
project.
that chat that Storm got kicked out of. You know what I mean? It's just
I need that invite back seriously.
But
Reminded
we
me.
need like cool people like you guys, like and Bloodboy, he works his butt off. This guy, I am surprised he even has time to do another token that I invested in also. But but if you have people like that, like you guys, just grinding hard, working your butt off, making more babies, I'm sure you guys will do great.
Oh, I can't
I'm
afford
good.
to
I'm
make
not
any
making any more
right
babies.
now.
I got a 10-year-old. That's enough. It's great, but holy shit, it's a lot of work.
It is. I have a 22-year-old son and a 17-year-old daughter. Yeah, I know. My daughter's
What is your secret?
started early. I was a baby. I was
Good for
16.
you. Oh my gosh.
I know.
What was your favorite age?
I like, well, for my son, I like this age, the 22, because he
Oh, wow.
still lives at home. He helps me out with my home business, but him and I are like really close. We're so think a lot alike. We analyze everything. We talk about TV shows. We watch TV shows together. We get really into it. And then my daughter, I really like this age too. She's 17, and she has a boyfriend now. But we can like talk about like things that you can't talk to a younger kid about. Like we have
Fair.
real conversations about things that I didn't get to talk to my parents about. Obviously, I was 16 when I had my son. So, you know, like it depends, I guess, on the child. I never had like my kids rebelled. You know, none of them did anything terrible or anything. My son won't even drink alcohol. I think I brainwashed him. But he smoked weed, but he won't drink alcohol. So I'm
You
great.
sound like the cool mom. You must be like the cool mom.
Yeah, you're the cool mom that somehow ended up with like also great kids.
Yeah, I think I just grew up with them, and I like just you have to have like a good balance between discipline and being their friend too. You know, make sure that they know their place in life, but also that you can hang out and go to Disneyland and travel to Costa Rica, and I took my daughter to Korea last year. Like you
Oh wow,
have fun.
that's dope.
I think 10 years old is a good age because they're innocent and sweet. Is it a boy or a girl?
Boy,
Yeah, the boys are fun. I mean,
so fun.
my daughter's a little more like needy for things. Like she likes to shop. My son, super. I have to like remind him to buy a new shirt. You know? Like, do you want some shoes? Nah, I'm good. I had the same ones for 5 years. Are you sure? I'll get you
Right.
some new shoes.
Happy to get you new shoes if you like.
Yeah, right.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I was. No, continue.
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. There you
Okay,
go. You're
well,
tall.
I had a question just allegedly, who knows, bro? You could have picked, but no one would have questioned you, dude. No, I just had a question. I meant to ask earlier, but you were talking about, you mentioned Pepe as kind of one of your good community blue chip type projects.
Yes.
And there's a lot of talk, obviously, on, obviously I'm very invested in the kind of market meme side of the Pepe verse with like the Bobos and the Dodos. And there's
Oh,
tons
me
of
too.
talk with, like the connection between Pepe and Bobo and Pepe and Brett and like, the quote unquote Pepe verse. What is kind of your opinions on, do you think Pepe affects Brett? Like, does the performance of Pepe have anything to do with the performance of Brett, or are they completely different tokens? Like, what's your take on all
Yeah,
that?
great question. I feel like I feel like the Pepe kind of helps Brett, in the sense that Pepe will always be like the number one of the boys club, and Brett is kind of like the number two, kind of like Pepe is the Doge, and then Shib is the number two. That's how I kind of see them. So as people get into Pepe, there's a lot of people that will feel like they missed out, and then they want to get into Brett as well, or they want to get into both. Like I'm in both, not as heavily into one as the other.
Yeah.
But I like Bobo is another blue chip. I love Bobo. I love the artwork behind it. I love the dev behind it. Very respectable person, and that's important as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm totally all about the market memes. I feel like they kind of bounce off each other.
Yep.
You'll have one that's more significant in people's eyes than the other, but it's nice to be a part of the whole group, the whole crew, I feel.
Yeah, I agree. I have the same take as you do. Like I think, Pepe can only help these other tokens that are, somewhat associated and narrative speaking, right? But obviously the chart as well too. Like I follow Dodo and Bobo and these other memes very closely, and the price action completely mirrors that of Pepe. Different, percentages, I would say. There's kind of that concept of how, leveraged plays of each other, leveraged fractals, to where further you go down the line, it's similar price action, but with, much greater moves as you kind of go down the line. And, but I do think one thing that's very cool about Brett specifically, when you look at all those kind of Pepe derivatives, if that's what you want to call them, is Brett also has its own kind of branding and specialness about it, with the fact that it's on base, whereas these other tokens are all on ETH, they're all on the same chain. And Brett kind of has almost his own narrative outside of it and its own things going for it. And I think that's probably why it's the only one of all of those tokens that are considered Pepe derivatives that have reached the multi-billion-dollar market cap is for those reasons. So
yeah, and I think you're absolutely right. It being on the base chain also kind of helps it. It has its own home, its own story, its own. It does separate it from Pepe, but Pepe is the kind of inspiration. I think instead of like a derivative, more like inspiration.
For sure.
By the way, I think I've been just watching and fading Pepe on Brett, and I'm like, motherfucker, I need to get in that. Like, dude, it went to, I dropped it down to like 4 million, and I just know
Pepe,
it's gonna on
Pepe
Brett.
on base.
Or sorry, on base. My bad, on base. And it's
I didn't even know there was a Pepe on base.
Dude, so some of the guys from Because Bitcoin, so Louis from Because Bitcoin is in on it, and a couple others, and I just know how this is gonna go. And I just got to get in at some point.
Sometimes sometimes those ones will run like crazy.
Oh, it's been consistent.
Yeah.
Guys, this has been wild. I mean, I feel like we are sort of giving people the behind the scenes that they never really would have had. I like the personal stories, learning about everybody, understanding just how much shorter I am than Storm, which is intimidating now. Going to change my perspective, literally and figuratively. But why don't we throw it into a little break with Buck, and when we can come back, let's see how rich Buck and Zeely are, and we can take bets on if they're going to come back to next week's show based on how their wallet is doing. Because I know one week they're just at this rate, they're just going to walk off.
Yeah, it is October. First day of October, by the way. I can't wait. It's going up.
It's
The question is where do we want to go?
Ooh.
What type of mood are we in?
So Barbie, what's your favorite song?
Oh gosh.
I didn't quite narrow it down that deep.
What about the Barbie song?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's a great one. I mean, there's nothing wrong.
I like chill house music. I don't.
So you want my other alias? You want X's?
Mm-hmm.
I don't listen to music as much as I literally listen to Spaces. I'll listen to Spaces in the shower. And
oh my gosh.
Consume myself with crypto now, and music at the gym.
It's easy to do, by the way. It is such a, I mean, like, it's been great because my bottle service tab has gone down drastically since I've gotten into crypto, right? Which is lovely. But at the same time, I mean, Buck half time he's like, bro, where the fuck have you been? Now, like on a Saturday, I'm like, I'm gonna hang out.
It's cool. I'm joining them. I'm over this club stuff. If it's nothing special, I do not want to be there.
I'm too old for that shit. Yeah, the clubs in Vegas. That was fun in my 20s.
I like Old Vegas better. I'd do stuff over in Fremont before I went to Strip. Granted, the
Oh
bags
yeah,
are on the Strip.
Fremont. Old school Vegas. Yeah.
Anywho.
Crazy down
Let's
there.
do it.
Last
A little
time we
interlude
were in
coming up.
Vegas, we had IVs at the club itself, so it was a fun time.
I've personally
That's cool.
had an IV while DJing a swingers party in Orlando.
I have not gone there, and that is not where I plan on going anytime soon. I want to clarify that for anybody listening. That is not on the agenda. And with that, let's swing it over to Buck Rodgers and his horrible advice on marriage.
Oh my god, that's so good.
simple one. A beginning, a middle, and an end. Man begins a boy, and boys become men when love is presented to them.
You stay on my mind, think about you all the time. You stay. You stay on my mind, think about you all the time. You stay on my mind, think about you all the time. You stay on my mind, think about you all the time. 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 Think about you. Think about you. Think about you all the time. You stay on my mind. 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 Think about you all the time. Got to get to know you well. If you kiss, then I will tell you. You stay on my mind. Think about you all the time. Got to get to know you well. Think about you. 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 Think about you all the time. Think about you all the time. Think about you all the time. You stay. 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 You stay on my mind.
Come on over if you wanna have a good time. Show me what's inside that soul, I'll let you feel mine.
So to those who've never seen a live remix before, I'm about to make all this live with my fingertips. No loops, just me.
Dang.
Wow. Blown
Whoa,
away.
I
That
need
was
to. I need to compose
Wow.
myself real quickly.
the club again. Yeah, some
You got a
talent.
cigarette, Buck?
I got a vape.
I think I need it. So how'd you come up with that?
Which part?
That part.
Honestly, I grew up a drummer, and so it kind of came naturally. And then me being in the younger generation of technology, coming from analog, technology was coming whether we like it or not, and I didn't want to carry a drum set, so I'm like, here we go.
Dude, that's dope. I've actually never heard you do that routine before. That was phenomenal.
Yes, you have. You just probably weren't coherent.
That's probably true. I'm not gonna say what Manny said in the behind the scenes stuff, but wow, man, that was dope.
Yeah,
Absolutely
that brings
phenomenal.
back some memories. One of my favorite songs. Yeah, just you kill it every week. Makes me feel that this insane wallet of yours is 100% worth it.
I even asked Z because we had another wallet. I'm like, did you transfer our other funds over? He's like, no. I'm like, all right. Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys got good stuff.
Bro, like it is literally. I was talking to Josh about it. He's like, bro, I'm gonna copy trade that wallet. Like they're doing great, and so I feel like we're definitely. I mean, it makes sense, obviously, for us to add Brett to it this week. I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
But
you
it
gotta-
is your choice to choose where we donate to as the guest.
Ooh.
What
Barbie,
are we
what do you
buying?
think we should? What do you think we should buy with 0.1 ETH in the Jumping Planets.eth wallet?
Besides Brett?
That's what I thought it was.
Brett would be.
Actually,
that would
we
be
can
the answer.
do
Oh, he's doubling it. This is how it happens, by the
no,
way, guys.
no,
This is how it happens.
no.
All of a sudden, he's gonna be like, you know what?
No, I found an old wallet and I transferred over to Jumping Planets.
Oh, you did?
I put like another $80 in there.
80. Okay. So do you want to do more than that, or do we want to break?
Well, my
It's
other
your money.
half- my other half ain't here to verify, so it's
All
on
right.
you.
So actually, this is now just called Blow Zeely's money, and so
Don't tell Dad.
I mean, in Brett, at least you know it's going somewhere.
This is true. Okay.
Going to multi-billion.
So the good news is that Buck gets to learn how to now take ETH and then bridge it over to base.
Base.
Because
And the
he's
fees are super low. I mean, it's
he's our
probably
resident normie.
one of the
the
most
newbie.
lowest fees on the blockchain.
I'm gonna make this happen for you right now.
All right.
Actually, I'm not because it's on my phone over by Courtney. Hey, Court, can I get my bags so I can buy bread for them?
You literally and figuratively, can I get my bags?
Can I get my bags?
Just don't flip it and tumble it.
Thanks, Court.
She's like, on the way, I aped a 4,000 market cap shitter. I apologize. I slipped.
I mean, the guy has 3 phones in front of him right now.
That would be Paul. 100%.
By the way, my wife was like, you know what? Like, I know you're not cheating, but if you were cheating, like, there were signs. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, babe. I've got 3 fucking phones. Here we are. Storm, what's Bitcoin doing?
Yeah, do you want me to give a little market update while you're kind of bridging and transferring and all that jazz?
Yeah, I would love that.
Awesome.
Yeah, what's
do
going
you want to switch to main screen one, shared
Court's
screen?
got that over there.
And walk through. Perfect. Okay, so last week, if you guys tuned in, we were about right here, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I talked last week how every big swing high, you're going to see some resistance, right? You're going to see a lot of people whose stop losses right here defending that level. And so, you know, I was expecting some resistance at this level, but it's not a level that I said I would take a short trade or expect a big bounce from. And so ultimately my conviction was I thought price was going to push up to 67K, where there was a lot of confluence. So obviously this week, and I guess we'll start with kind of the basic weather report, right? So we go to the Fear and Greed Index. Pretty interesting. So last week when we talked about it, we were in like the low 60s all the way in the green over here. We kind of talked about how we'd make this really big run up from like the low 20s to the low 60s. The market sentiment was flipping quite drastically, you know, within the last month. And it was the first kind of quote unquote neutral to greed level zone on the Fear and Greed Index that we'd had since early March. This week, we've seen kind of a flip now back to the opposite direction, mainly coming from the last day or two with the World War III kind of scare that we've had. Similar things to when, you know, 2-3 months ago when we kind of topped out on Bitcoin and there was kind of that same market sentiment of fear with things escalating overseas. And, you know, again, World War III, people are scared, right, of World War III happening and a big recession happening, et cetera, et cetera. So you're seeing within the past day or two, the Fear and Greed Index go back to the 40 range, which to me is not a bad thing. I think this is healthy. I think the market was getting a little bit too greedy too early. One thing I want to talk about really quickly too, which might surprise some of you guys, is, you know, I counter trade market sentiment, meaning when the market gets overly bearish, overly fearful, I like to look for long trades. When the market gets overly bullish, overly euphoric, I look to look for short trades. Obviously, with it being the first day of October, I think it's no surprise that we've had a massive move to the downside. A lot of people might blame that on the World War III news events. I like to think that a lot of it's because people are anticipating the quote unquote Uptober, right? Everybody in the crypto space for the last month have been talking about how September is always the worst month and October is always the best month. And what we actually saw is September perform extremely well. I think we saw like an 8 to 10% increase on Bitcoin in the month of September, which is one of the best Septembers ever in Bitcoin history. And so what I anticipate now is maybe a little bit of a bloody October before a big move up. And that's just because I think I see the general market sentiment through Twitter through the fear and greed index going into October, extremely, almost a little bit too bullish going into October. And as we know, it's never that easy. It's never as easy as, oh, every past October, for the last 7 years, Bitcoin's performed well. So this October is going to be the same. When people start getting in that mindset, you're going to see a market correction. So from a fear greed index, we've kind of flipped now more towards lower neutral side, a little bit more towards the fear side. With kind of the last 2 days. Liquidation map, now this is where it's a little bit more bullish because we've had so much shorts and so much fear coming to the market the last couple of days. We have added a couple $100 million worth of liquidity to this upside. You can see this dark yellow line right here. This is where that liquidity is resting within this range right here. And as we say every week, market hunts liquidity. We've had quite a bit of liquidity add as FOMO shorts come in with, the news of, I believe it was Iran, launching a missile attack on Israel. And so you've seen kind of the results of that on the chart, but people opening shorts creates liquidity to the upside, which is a little bit bullish. Now, from like a TA perspective, like I said, I was expecting a move up to 67K. We front ran this zone by like, I don't know, $30, $40, which tends to happen on big levels like this. The reason that this was a big level of resistance for me was a couple reasons. One, we have this channel, right? So this channel that I've been talking about every week for the last 3 months, it's a channel that's given us 6 to 7 winning trades. It's been extremely accurate the last 3 months. And so obviously when we approach this channel high, this is an area where I'm going to expect large resistance. But along with that channel high, we also had the range point of control at 67K. And then also we had a weekly support line right here. So this purple zone I had drawn out last week, this was kind of my zone that I talked about on stream. This is where I was expecting a result when we did push up through this resistance. Like I said, we did front run it a little bit, but that's fine. I think, like I said, big levels tend to do that just because they're so obvious and, clear that people want to get in a little bit earlier, and you'll see moves like this happen. So, we are coming up to big resistance. We saw that rejection. In terms of areas to the downside, right? This midpoint is always going to be a big level. So we're kind of seeing now a bounce now after we got that big drop today on the charts. But yeah, in terms of the macro, right? I think we very clearly see the way the markets move, right? When general market sentiment is extremely and overly bearish or euphoric, which I think people are going into October. I mean, all I've heard and seen on my Twitter the last like 2 weeks is October, and October is the most bullish month ever in cryptocurrency history and all this sort of stuff. That's typically, the market's typically going to do the opposite of what you think it's going to do in the short term, right? And it doesn't mean that I don't think October could end up being a big month, but I do think we need moves like this to kind of wash out those FOMO traders that are expecting, up only October, which I don't think is going to happen. And, we see the very first day of October, first 2 days technically, because this was technically the first day of October in market time, we've seen a massive move to the downside on the short term. And I think that's just how the markets work. So I'm still very bullish. I think in terms of areas of support that we can see bounces off of, I see this level right here, the midpoint, and this value area low. So this 59 to 60K range right here, big area of support. And then if we break through that, the next zone I'm looking for is, again, this channel bottom. So that's pretty much kind of the macro events. We've had a pretty busy 2 weeks where we've had like a big breakthrough, and now we're kind of getting a big rejection to the downside. But ultimately, my macro perspective has still not changed. I think we see a short squeeze in late Q4 or early Q1 of next year, where we get this big move out of this channel, meme coin season starts, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, any questions, by the way? I know that was kind of a lot, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask as well.
So it's not October?
So it's time to buy.
So I think this right here is exactly what happens when people get behind that idea of October only, right? Or only October. This is what happens, right? Because this was literally the first day of October, and we've seen the exact opposite happen. What is never going to happen in crypto, or very, very rarely, is everyone in crypto to think October and the first day of October happens and we get this, right? It's never going to happen. Trading's not that easy, right? It's always, it has to stop out dumb money. Dumb money always loses, and dumb money is typically retail traders, right? And so again, it doesn't mean that I'm not bullish in October. I think October could be a very good month for Bitcoin. Do I think we'll break out in October? No, I would expect to break out more in like November, December, or early Q1 of next year. But again, I took this short down here, right? This one and this short, this was a compounded long. I took both of these and I posted them on Twitter. These are my last two swing long posts that I had on Twitter. Part of the reason for posting this was because market sentiment was so bearish. Like this was the largest liquidation event almost ever in crypto history. And you had people so bearish talking about 35, 40K Bitcoin. And to me, it's like, well, if everyone thinks it's 40K Bitcoin, I think it's going to be 70K Bitcoin,
Right.
and that's typically what happens. So,
Yeah.
It's trading
And I
by
also-
storm, aka Buffett Jr. over there.
I think that it's in every time that you have, I call it the Persian rug, when Middle Eastern FUD starts to happen for like a
Can you
day
still
or
say
two.
that? Is that acceptable?
It's
anything
acceptable.
more that I actually know, a lot of people consider themselves Persian from Iran and stuff. I don't think it's bad at all. And anything
Magic
further
carpet.
that I would speak about would probably just get worse, and we don't want to go political. But whatever happens there does affect the market, but it also bounces back very quickly. So when you have something negative happening, and it's also the start of, I think, sort of like the intro to the bull run about to happen. We don't know when it's going to take off, but it's very, very close. Like these are the last moments, the last chances
Pack your
you have
bags.
exactly to get what you want at these prices. Like take advantage of things that aren't long-term price impacts when it's about to send. Like you should be buying today. It's a really good time to buy.
Yep. No, for sure. And it's what I did notice that was pretty bullish on meme coins is we did get this like crazy quick drop on Bitcoin. But actually watching the price of some of the top meme coins like Pepe and Bobo, they did dip a little bit. But 2 or 3 months ago, if we would have got, what is this? Let's see how much of a drop this is in like a 2-day period. 1 second. I think this is like maybe a 7 or something. It's actually more. This is like almost a 10% drop in 2 days on Bitcoin. That would have been like a 25, 30% plus dip on some of our meme coins back in this area when the market was super fearful. And we actually didn't get that. I think Pepe went from like 4.5 down to like 4.1, 4.2, and then bounced back pretty quickly. Now it's kind of consolidating around that area. And same with like Bobo and stuff. I think Bobo dropped maybe like 8 million market cap, but you didn't get like a drastic sell off, like a panic sell on a lot of the meme coins like you would expect. That the market has kind of the kind of the same way the market's priced in a lot of these meme coins the past couple months. And to me, that means like, hey, a lot of the Jeets, the people who have been super fearful and like just get all their bags, kind of left the market a little bit. Surged out, and so now it's like I think these floors on some of these meme coins are stronger. And again, I am still very bullish in the macro. I think even if we work our way down in this area, it's still just going to be, just a longer consolidation period before we do break up out of this bull flag and continue that bull market. So my conviction hasn't changed, but anytime we start getting towards the highs and you get people super bullish and, talking about the October and the short squeeze and all that sort of stuff, you're going to get a flush out like this before that move up. And I think that's kind of what this move indicates, is kind of a flush out, before a bigger move up.
Yeah, I agree.
When you look at the timing of what happened, and I use the halving as the basis point for where I look at the timing, it was in like, I think it was the 18th or 21st of September is when things got started on the last bull run. And the timing that I have, and I think it's really going to start taking off, is going to be around the end of December this year, is when you're going to see things start to go crazy, break out of that pattern. So where we are is super healthy, but it also never does exactly what it did last time. So you're really gambling if you don't have what you want at this point in the market, in your bags, in your wallets. Like this is when you want to pack up, because all it takes is it to hit those shorts and it could just take off tomorrow. You don't know when it's going to happen.
Yep. 100%. 100%. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys wanted to now transition to the wallet section to kind of in the stream, but I think this would be a good segue. And yeah, I guess I'm not sure, Paul, had you been able to bridge over to base and get all that done?
I believe he has. He's looking at me side-eyed right now, but
Hope
Well,
so.
it's looking
he's
good.
got to
He really
unmute himself. We
diverse.
had to put him in timeout.
We need like a tracker in the wall.
It happens. Definitely happens.
So you can go on deck
It's
screener and
hard the
just
first
put
time.
in.
Once you
Ain't that
do
the
it the
truth?
first good.
I always do it on Coinbase. So normally I don't do this, but it's on MetaMask. So here we are. I'm going to go back on mute now.
So did we decide what coin? Okay, we're going into Brett.
I mean, it's the Brettisode, bro. Like, of course.
It's the only
I was
option.
giving her
Mira.
voice.
It's good. Yeah, my bad. Oh, sorry. You're right.
Kamate.
Sorry, man.
Oh, nice. You got
Yeah,
a Brett.
look, you got the dope ass like hoodies too. Like,
I got
man,
the
Brett's
Brett
so-
merch.
I want to
should've
get to
got
know
that.
Brett actually.
You
What do
should've
you
got-
think hanging out with Brett at the club would be like, or like at
Brett's-
a bar?
Brett's awesome.
dope.
Oh, shit.
He's more sophisticated, I feel like.
Yeah,
He'd be more like a cigar and a
he's
Elon
mysterious.
boxer.
Yeah, he's mysterious.
He's drinking whiskey.
He probably
Yeah,
a lot
whis-
like Storm.
I don't know
probably.
much about alcohol.
He's at least 6'4".
I'm still trying to figure
He's
out how
definitely
old
tall.
Storm is.
He's 12.
But you figured out how
At least
old
a
I
10th grade
am.
reading level. Well, not until you can dab on us, and then I'll ask the questions.
I'm still working with my physical therapist. I'm pretty limited on how my, had a little bit of an injury. But I'd love to, let's jump over to Jumping Planet's retirement plan over here. And let's see how close they are. Are we going trailer park or are we going mansion? We got to play the game of life with Jumping Planets here.
I think right now we're at double wide.
Yeah. Okay. So real quick. So we started literally 14 days ago with $1,500, right? That was the start. By the way, getting these guys to do anything for $1,500 is a really good deal because this is expensive.
Paul, do not let them know what we're paying or not paying them. That's going to ruin us
Yeah, that's a
having
good
them
point.
back next
Yeah, my
week.
bad.
Yeah, let's keep that hush
Damn it.
hush.
Sorry. So, dude, their wallet right now is sitting at $5,400 in 2 weeks.
Nice.
That is a
That's
ridiculous
really good.
ROI. That's good, right?
That's really good in 2 weeks. On 1,500. And how often do you purchase anything?
Once a
Just
week.
this show.
This
Like-
is our second purchase.
Wow. What was the
Well, they
first
got it.
invested in?
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you guys go. What was the first investment that they bought?
It was Dodo.
Yeah, it was Dodo. Storm
Good
called
choice.
Dodo. Yep.
Good choice.
And then I love how Manny
Stop bringing
gave
up
them
bullshit.
some Mudang early on, and that did what it did, and then also gave them some Doggo early on, and that also did what it did.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, Doggo is a great.
Crushing
Doggos,
it.
Doggo's about to take off. Shout out to all the Doggos. I'm also
Oh, yeah.
working on that project. Not really a secret, leading it and amazing. But I only threw in like $300, and it's at
It's
$1,600.
like $1,600 right now.
And
I know,
it was,
I-
but a couple of days ago, it was at almost 8
Crazy.
million. And let me tell you, there's things coming. Like, it's absolutely crazy what this thing's going to do because it has no supply. Like the supply shock that it's going to hit. Once it's at 10 million, it's going to be like, oh, you blink and you go to 100 million. But there's something more important, and I want to tie this back to like what you were talking about with Brad. We have Gigi's who's helping us out and supporting. And one of the things that he said is like, if I'm going to support this, you guys have to give back charity. You have to find a way to give back to the community, to do good. So
I
from
love
the
that.
beginning, when we started, we're going to make sure it's a weird ass looking dog that it's sort of representing. From the beginning, we're going to ensure that we
He's
set up,
cute.
he is cute. He is really
He's so
cute. He
cute.
catches your attention. He's a wonky little thing in all like the best ways. It's a doggo. But we're going to, set up a foundation and like the right way to do it to give charity to like handicapped dogs. So it's important that you
Oh,
give
bro,
back.
I was thinking about this the other day. How would you know if your dog is handicapped? Wouldn't he just be a dumb dog? Wait, hold on. First and foremost, that is
I
an
think
assumption that's horrible
physically.
to say. Like, not all handicapped people are smart. I'm so sorry. Did
I
not.
never figured out about
That's a great
myself
Push
until
the
I
mute
realized.
button.
Well, I never figured out about myself until I realized I couldn't dab, and
I
then I
didn't mean
realized
that.
obviously I'm handicapped. But I mean, like, there's many different things. I have a dog who's blind, with diabetes. She has kidney failure. I love her, and we're able to take care of her, and she's doing okay. But it costs tens of thousands of dollars we've spent this year. And then you think about people who aren't able to take care of their dogs. They don't have those resources, and there's no dog that's bad. Every dog is great. So giving to animals, or what you gave for the cats,
Yeah, I was gonna
there's no
say same
question,
thing. That's fantastic.
all amazing. As
I
for
love
if people are handicapped, that's a
Nope, no,
sensitive
do not say
topic.
people. People's not. You shouldn't get into there. We're talking about dogs. We're not talking about people. That was a slip. I don't mean that. I support everybody.
Hey, it's
We're just
reality.
messing.
I
We're
thought I
just
had the
messing.
Chappelle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All good.
Speaking about a slip, sometimes that's how you end up handicapped, and we'll leave it with that. It's gonna just get worse. Oh God.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so apparently we're not going to get sponsored by Nike.
Hey, well, I got to stop whatever I was going to say
handicaps.
next. I can tell you that much. It's just going to get worse. But let's look at the portfolio. It's doing pretty good, honestly.
Sorry,
We
I
got
got sidetracked.
1,600 in Doggo Inu. We got $770 in meme buying tokens, otherwise known as Ethereum. But we want to transition that into something
Okay.
more fun.
By the way, a quick thought process on this, and I just had this thought. Should a wallet ever just hold Ethereum, or should they just hold Pepe?
Depends when. I mean, a couple of years ago, maybe Ethereum is a good time to hold it, and right now you want more Pepe, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, you want more
But-
Pepe so you can make more money to buy more Ethereum and then eventually buy more Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, you'll make more profit off of Pepe.
I would say right now.
That was some alpha right there, by the way, that I don't think people maybe caught. Right.
Yeah,
And
the end
that was
goal.
like
The end
super
goal
sly.
is Bitcoin.
Yes, that is so true. And that's another thing. I brought this up last week, but I want to say it again because it's so important. If you look at meme coin cycles, when we have the quote unquote meme coin bull run, or like kind of that craze phase that we're all kind of hoping for, waiting for, it doesn't last the whole life of Bitcoin in that cycle. So it's not, if you look at Doge and SHIB, when they blew up, it was a 4-week like craze. It wasn't Bitcoin's going up, so Doge is going up and SHIB. We'll get that crazy move up, but like when it's time to take profit and you're like, hey, my targets have hit, exactly like Barbie said, like roll it into Bitcoin, and that's where it's kind of like you're stable for this cycle. But I think a lot of people, because meme coins tend to follow the price action of Bitcoin and other high caps right now, I think the perception is like, as long as Bitcoin's bullish and going up, that meme coins will also go up as well. I think when we get that massive, mania phase, we'll go up really fast. We'll come up probably or go down just as fast. And hopefully you're in stables at that point, because, I think it'll kind of decouple, and then the focus will then go to high cap. Like the second half of this cycle will probably be very focused on high cap, Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin, etc. So,
Yes.
I've been going the other way. I've been like taking my profits and putting it into like Solana shitters. Is that like not
Well,
what
right
you're
now
supposed
that's
to do?
good. Right now
Right
that's
now
good.
it's
I
good.
turned $100 into $30K today. So
yeah, I saw that.
I mean that's
Wow.
you got to do that.
Oh,
sometimes.
hi, Morgan. It's Paul. Pleasure to meet you. Next time you have those genius ideas,
I probably did what you did. I picked like 5 shitters last night, threw $100 into each of them, and then one of them sent like
Shitter's
crazy.
full.
shitters full. By the way, have you ever thought about like imagine you're at your 20th anniversary, right? And like we record this conversation, and like all of a sudden you're the valedictorian of your school, and you're like, yeah, and here Paul is on this great podcast with a fucking cartoon, and then we're talking about how we're throwing $100 into shitters, and you're just like, wow.
It's a new wishing well.
It's the wishing.
I'll be on my island sipping my martini, be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that.
That 30
Oh,
G's.
amazing,
Love that.
amazing
Well, congrats. What was it?
podcast." It's the biscuits one. It was a cute seal. I saw a cute seal. I got it like
Meta.
on
Dude,
Pump.
the
On
cute
Pump.fun.
animal
You were on
meta
Pump?
is slaying right
I got it
Well,
on
I'm
Pump.
surprised I haven't heard about Manny.
Wow, that one's sent today.
Yeah, I mean, I made 30K off of $120 I put in it.
Crazy.
You know, you just put in like
Wow.
0.2, you just like, 0.5, you just like throw them in ones you think are cute. And they don't always work out that way, but
You only need one or two and
that.
mix up.
That's
Better than
that's
scratch offs.
that's
Then you got to know
absolutely-
how
you're
to
right.
sell.
Yeah,
You got to
you're
know how
not
to
wrong.
sell it though, like to make
Yes.
that profit, because it can go up to 30K, but that doesn't mean you have 30K, right?
Very true.
So you got to sell like a certain amount, like small amounts, like every 2 to 5 minutes, and so you don't wreck the chart and just take.
So
a
I
small
came up with
profit.
this term called laddered out. Have you heard of it?
No,
Have you ever laddered out
haven't.
before?
You came up with it?
Yeah, I came up with it. Yeah, it's just
Okay, let's. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm about to, and I'm going to share it.
so as the
everyone
as
hear
the Storm, correct me if I'm wrong here. As the chart goes up, you ladder out a little bit at a time.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
it. It's like a step.
Yeah.
You're taking a step.
Step ladder. Yeah, absolutely.
I like it. I like it.
I laddered out.
And guys, understand there is a
Coin that.
big, oh, sorry. There's a big difference between laddering out of a pump fun play and a play like base brat. These are literally the exact opposite sides of
Yeah.
the equation. But yeah, that's a wild with prop crypto what can happen. But don't apply base brat strategy to pump fun, and don't apply pump fun
Thank you.
strategy to like
Yes.
conviction plays.
So true. Great advice.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because it can go really badly if you do the opposite. You don't want to be the guy holding the floor in a pump fun play. Like, oh no, I'm here holding the floor.
I know.
Welcome to Millie, guys. That was
Ooh,
me,
it's a sensitive
and I was so
topic.
proud too. Like I
Millie.
was in the TG. I'm like, I got the floor, guys. I got you. Meanwhile, they're like, thanks for your money, fool.
You are the exit liquidity.
I learned. I was actually. That's my name now.
Yeah,
They've
speaking
actually
about
called me
Love you
that.
on their
Every time
project.
I get a call from Manny, he's like, "Hi, is exit liquidity there?" I go, "Hey, Manny, it's Paul."
well, I'm just here as the fire marshal. I want to make sure that all the exits are clear, and you're the one who handles
Need
them.
good friends to help tell you when to sell. Like I have people in my DMs. When should I sell? When should I buy? What should I take out? And I'll just tell them. Like take out your initials and then take like minuscule amounts every minute or something, like $50 a minute. Just don't wreck the
Call for
chart.
your free reading.
Call for your free reading. It's like a 900 number. 50
I
bucks a minute
shared my.
is a dope return on. By the way, that's great.
That was a solid play, and it was sending today.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shogun also for running that space, and he's been absolutely
yeah.
killing
Dude.
it.
That he's
I
been great,
love
and
him.
he's been really great for the females on the space. I will say, like he's very welcoming to all the girls. We have so many girls come up on his stage because he just lets everyone talk, and we all just like hang out. And yeah, Shogun does a great positive space. Love it.
Yeah,
Really,
he's
really good guy.
definitely. What to
Yeah,
me?
I met him in
is-
person too.
Really? Is he okay? So like Storm is here. Is he like here to Storm, or is he like taller than Storm? Is he like at the same height as Storm? Is this...
As insecure short people, we just need to know like how tall are they, so we can, just make sure our confidence level's still okay here. Because if there's two people over 6 feet in our life, Paul, we gotta stilt up.
I'm 6'2", so sorry for you,
I was
Manny.
about to say, Paul's not included
Oh,
in this.
everybody's Paul.
It's you and me, Manny. I got you.
When I'm gonna start adding the 1/2 inches on my height. No, he's a really good guy, and his spaces are coming together like insane when he's calling, and just great people on stage. But I want to share my screen and check out the retirement plan for Buck.
Let's go.
All right, can you guys see?
Of course.
Yeah,
Right, I don't know the prices that they were purchased at over here. There's a more basic tracker. We can try to find a better one.
Well, we know we started with 1,500.
We donated a little bit. Like I sent Bloodboy and Mudang and Doggo Eno, but not a lot. Like Doggo Eno, I sent about $300. Pretty solid return for a week and a half. For a week.
I sent about 500 in stonks.
Looking good. Up a little bit.
Great. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, beating the S&P 500, so that's good.
Sounds like a drum machine.
Sent I sent $1 billion in babies today.
Looking good.
Not doing bad.
Hoppy. When did we buy Hoppy?
We didn't.
Yeah.
It might have been donated.
No, it wasn't. I was.
Paul.
It was. Like Mudang has shot up a bunch, and I had kind of felt like I cheated a little bit, but I called Josh. I go, hey, I feel like this would be a good time to buy Hoppy because everyone's been talking about it, and so I bought it, and it did well.
Mudang is actually apparently purchased a round trip ticket from the travel agent. It was up another $800 last week, but apparently baby hippos are now moving over to cute seals. The cute narrative moves fast, and they never grow up. So Hoppy's looking good. That one's going to pull numbers. Bloodboy down a little bit, but still up almost twice as much as when I put it in. Looking solid.
That's what she said.
Sorry. I should probably just stop on the next.
That was poor.
Yeah. Speaking of Bobo, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not sure how that segues. But Bobo looking solid, staying steady, and I think that one's going to pull some numbers. We all have big belief in that. Dodo's looking good. What do we put in? What do we buy on Bobo and Dodo? It'd probably be a good idea if we know what we paid for these.
I think it was. I'll let you know. It was
for any.
Yep, 0.1 basically.
So it's gone up.
0.1 on Bobo. 0.1 on Dodo.
About even on Dodo. And by the way, anybody out there, it's jumpingplanets.eth. So if you happen to mysteriously put your token in this wallet, we will read about it next week. And there's over 20,000 people watching. And
it not only that is the great part about this too is we'll have so Zelia will be back next week, and we'll also start mentioning the different projects while he flows that are in the wallet. So that way there we'll be able to actually give sound bites to projects as part of this, which could be fun.
Oh wow. If I was a project, I would love to put some of my tokens in this wallet. Remember, it all goes towards Jumping Planet's retirement fund or like bottle service next week.
Last week
I can't
it was
tell
for
you.
My hair. It was for my hair.
You wanted one Ethereum a hair. I don't know who you're going to, but we got to ship you off to Turkey, brother, because those some serious prices. Did you guys get? Yeah, that's for the BBL. You were telling us about that as well. Did we get Brett in here? I don't see it. I don't know if you guys got
Paul's
that.
got too many phones out. He's trying to figure out which one.
Dude, so I bridged it over to base, and here we are.
Let's buy some.
It's not showing up.
Yeah, it's not really a high cap, so it doesn't show up on any base wallets.
No, I'm talking about the base Ethereum is not showing up. Oh, I didn't confirm it. It wasn't plugged in. My bad, guys. Oh, I hate this. I'm so sorry. When you find out that you're the normie, damn it.
Yeah, we're onboarding Paul to crypto on the show.
Yeah. I'm onboarding y'all to music and comedy, so it'll work out well.
And we've always been a joke, so it works good. No, let's get some Brett in here and let's see how much are we buying? 0.1?
I think 0.1 is what we do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna make it happen.
Works.
Honestly though, guys, this is a pretty solid wallet to copy. Trade. Like it's been doing good.
For only 2 weeks. Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, Buck's like, yeah, it is. This is gonna be great.
I don't know what words they saying, but I sure do like it.
I'm telling you, in a few weeks, once people realize that 20-something thousand people are seeing this wallet, your numbers are going to make all of us jealous, dude. Like, Buck, your wallet's going to be legendary.
Yeah.
Just like my hairline.
Oh my god.
All right, I've got it now. I'm making it happen.
Don't worry, we'll wait.
Why? This is a lot of pressure.
So the real question is, boys, when are we going to do this in IRL? Speaking of IRL earlier.
And girls, ladies, women,
Well,
boys and
Barney's our
women.
guest. No, me
We
too.
are very PC.
No one knows.
Well, we're
what I am.
definitely not doing it in Orlando, but I'm sure we got to do it in
It was actually Kissimmee. Close enough.
By the way, that was a great callback, Manny.
Hey, maybe Kill Tony will recognize me one of these days. But Vegas, one of the things that we're doing and we're building up the portfolio is we're going to work on getting different beta plays where you have like Pepe and then you have Bobo, Dodo, Mumu, Bloods. You have like the market meme side of things. And then you also go and look at like the Andy, Bird Dog, Faux Far side. So people can watch the little narratives and see how they work through the bull run with the alpha and the beta plays. It's something we're working on putting in.
Who's setting off the alarm?
Somebody's setting off the alarm at the office.
Is that Rufus de Sol?
It's Rufus No Soul, actually.
I'm not sure.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, man. It's tough to get good help. Here we are, people setting off the alarm. I bet you I know who it was. I bet you it was my office manager. She's like, no way would they still be at the office right now. So then she was like, oh, somebody forgot to like manually set it up.
I like it. I think it's soothing. We should add this segment in alarm. We'll just play the alarm for like 5 minutes every show. Speaking of alarms, how is it going bridging over to the easiest chain to bridge over on Ethereum, base chain, to buy the largest coin on the chain? Can't be that hard, can it?
It's going good. Sorry. Oh.
You didn't by accident buy a seal on Solana.
It's happening. Good Lord. I'll tell. I made sure I'm on the right phone.
Oh, Dogolino just hit 1,700. Something good is happening. Look at that. Oh, God. Oh, look, we got base chain. Look, guys, we got base chain over here. I wonder what you bought on base chain.
It's happening. It's happening.
Oh, it's wrapped Ethereum, guys. We have just bridged. We're dilated right now, but the baby's not coming yet.
Yeah, it's 10 centimeters.
Yeah, we're probably gonna need a C-section at this rate, Paul.
Real close. Yeah. It's just not good.
Brett's a big baby. That head's gonna. That's
Yeah.
a big baby right there.
He came out blue too. You got to like spank him, make sure he's breathing. This is not good.
You never know when you're gonna get OBGYN humor. My uncle actually is one. It's interesting.
I believe you.
Fun fact.
Yeah, fun fact. And fun fact, not relevant to me. I'm a cartoon, so congrats to all you humans out there who were born. I was built.
You more like Crayola or like?
Well, I'm not a marine cartoon, so no crayons for me. But oh god,
dude, Manny, you are witty as all get out. Like people are just like, I just love that Bloodboy. Like people that like, I got people on my Instagram just like, he's just so funny. I was like, I don't even know what he like. I could be standing next to him on the train in Chicago and would not know who he was.
Yeah, you'd be leaving a blood trail.
It's time for us to take this relationship on the road, Manny.
Well, I'm definitely not taking this relationship on a train in Chicago. Uber all the way for me. I need a comfy black car. I can't do the train.
That's fair. Uh-oh. Somebody figured out how to buy Brett on base.
Let's see. I'm waiting. We're all waiting. And guys, just to let you guys know, and I know Vegas probably wants to make sure this is very clear. It is not that hard to bridge and buy Brett on base. It's actually extremely easy to do. Please do not think that all your experiences buying Brett on base will take about 20 to 30 minutes.
Well, in all fairness, I am on camera.
That always
Vegas,
slows,
I think you might be muted.
Paul, you know what they say, the camera adds 10 minutes, right?
I wish.
Oh, no.
Only
there's
at
a
Bucks
joke
parties.
there. There's a bad joke there. There's a really bad joke there, but
Horrible.
luckily I wasn't in the comedian bubble, so I don't have
This
it.
is true. Yeah.
Oh, how's it
Well,
going?
I feel like we've said a lot. I did make the buy happen, though.
I'm just refreshing the portfolio to see if we can see it.
Oh, man.
I think he still has to confirm.
No, it's confirmed. It's confirmed. It's pretty confirmed.
Do a hard refresh over here. Sure. I'm doing a hard refresh.
Thanks. By the way, next time I'm just gonna send Barbie. I'm just gonna be like, hey, here's these 12 words for this wallet. Can you just put them in there and then buy this for us, please? It'll probably be quicker than going back the other way.
Yeah, next time just do an on-chain with Barbie. I know she's always doing OTC deals for, $300. That's her specialty. It's not showing up, but we trust you.
Thank you.
There's been $246 worth of Bread on Base added, but I don't have much more information. We could throw up an Etherscan, the less exciting version of this. Guys, we are professionals.
I'll tell you what.
Everything we're telling you.
Nothing kills a show like not knowing what the fuck you're doing. So here we are now. Vegas, I think you might be muted.
Yeah, I haven't heard Vegas in a while.
We always have to have at least one mic mishap. It's religion. We almost made
Classic
it.
us.
It's so us, guys.
I think that would have been our first show ever that we didn't have a mic mishap.
That's
Show.
just like us.
That's just they just like
You
us.
ain't like
They
us.
just like
They
us.
ain't like us. Yeah, I can't hear. Well, I guess I have to do a base scan. Hopefully I didn't have any terrible things that I have searched for on my Google search, but it looks pretty safe. I can't think of any weird words starting with base that could be a problem. Oh no, wait, there was that. Yeah, no, we got lucky, but that one didn't show up. Good.
He's like, oh wait, crap.
No, wait. As long as the chain doesn't start with midget, we should be okay, guys.
Oh Lord.
This is spiraling fast.
No, let's see if we can track down this alleged buy.
It's in there. I do have a question though. What do you think? And so this is a question for Barbie. From Brett at 7 million to almost $1 billion right now. Obviously there's all this talk about the community and now even learning more about, to me, like the intriguing thing is like, I want to invest now knowing that they're creating water in basically creating wells and stuff like that for third world countries. Cause to me, like that is something that speaks to me personally. What do you think is like, there's that sustainability piece, right? Because a lot of these projects are kind of flash in the pan. They go up and then they come down. And then when they come down, a lot of people will get fingers pointed at for rugging or whatever. And that doesn't really seem like, it seems like y'all had that level of community where it was like, you know what, we got this. And, you kind of look around at everybody in the trenches with you and you're like, these are the people I want to be here with.
That was an incredible question, Paul, that you asked the one person that can't talk, but really good question all around. She's sign languaging, bro.
Oh, no.
Well, I think we just are going to show you guys that Brett was bought, and we'll do it on next week's show. It's going to be suspenseful. Vegas probably has some words to share, but It's a classic us that we got a mic broken and we had a 3-minute question asked as we're problem solving the mic. I gotta say, that is unbelievable. And I feel like we should sort of go out on that note. With what is that show with Larry David? We can stop showing this now. You guys want to stop sharing the screen? There we go. And on that note of everything going right, we would like to remind everybody to set your reminders. Follow Las Vegas Barbie on Twitter. The handle is at Las Vegas Barbie, right? That's the. Let me pull up the handle. Make sure we get the right handle over here. Let's search it. Yeah, it's at.
Also,
it's at
TikTok,
Las Vegas
Instagram.
Barbie. Yeah, TikTok, Instagram. Follow Trading by Storm. He's amazing YouTube videos that are educational. And of course, he is on Elon Musk's social platform. I believe it's called X or Twitter. Make sure you follow BoughtTheBlock. That is his socials everywhere. And then, of course, DJ Buck Rodgers is the socials for Buck. And his better half is missing this week. But hopefully our dear Zeely will be back next week. Follow at Bloodboy ERC, of course. That's me, on YouTube, TikTok, and X. And most importantly, next week we are back to our regularly scheduled timing, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Set your reminders, follow the show, drop us a note. We appreciate everybody who showed up today. And next week, we find out, did Paul buy Brett, or was it all a conspiracy? Thank you, everybody.
Hey, real quick before we bounce out, Storm, when do you close on your new crib?
I don't know. I'm looking right now. I just got an agent. Went and looked at my first house a week and a half ago. So.
Ooh, what are you looking for?
Just like a 3-bedroom single family house in around like Cottonwood Heights, Holiday area in Utah. So. I would love your take on it, though. We definitely need to talk off air in more detail and all that. I'd love your help on it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We should also document your home purchase.
Yes, we do.
And I'll tell you,
house buying portfolio tracker. Or?
There's nothing real estate agents hate more than other real estate agents giving their clients advice. And I can't wait to piss off your agent
as well.
Yeah, so I own a brokerage, and I'm an agent. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Do investment, title, property management.
Nice.
All those verticals.
Party promoter.
Apparently. Hey, I just learned the new Dasha Austin dance, by the way. I'm a line dance. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm pretty famous on TikTok now.
Stars over here.
Yeah, sorry. Awesome. Sorry, Manny. Love you guys.
No, it's okay. We're still waiting for that Brett transaction to go through anyway, so we got all the time in the world. Just make sure you get that done before Crash starts to ladder out of that in 2026 or 2030. But it will happen. It will happen, guys. Let's throw it back. Let's throw it over to Buck, someone who is a little bit more talented on bridging and segues. So, guys, another amazing show. Be sure to tune in next week. We will find a new technical glitch to entertain all of you guys with. And again, huge shout out and thank you to Vegas Barbie for being here and gracing us with her presence, and to everybody else here. Hit it, Buck.
Show is
be on the black and white ivory. Getting 6 on a T to leap. You don't wanna see a G break your ass like dishes. Buster ass tricks, sleep with the fishes. Running from Lennox up at Venice. They wanna have me in stripes like Dennis the Menace. But that ain't poppin', ain't no stopping. Faux hopping, ass dropping, coup the bill. My truth can heal. Fool, I got skills. So back on up, boy, check that chin. Down as fuck, and I'm full off hand. You gets no love, and I thought you knew it. Fool, you know how we do it. 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 You know how we do it.
Girls and make them cry. Yes, the girls and make them cry. Yes, the girls and
I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is alright with me.
By the way, one of my remixes you can find. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. My name is Buck Rodgers, coming to you live from Austin, Texas. This is the Crypto Takeover. I got maybe like one more left in me, and then we're going to shut her down. But tune in next week, 8:30 p.m. CST. Hope to see y'all there.
Hold